The crowd is assembled. At the American Airlines Center, looking for a Mavericks win here in downtown Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks, they come in off the loss to the Pistons.
And that was one of the few times that you'll see a team just lack fight defensively in losing that game.
Yeah, and I know their fans may not want to hear it, but the reality and the truth is the defensive end of the floor was not what it needed to be in terms of effort.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Garnett out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Parker. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Allen in at shooting guard.
You remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
Now here's Garnett. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now.
Good make to get things underway.
Yeah, and always a relief, I think, to get those first points out of the way and actually get that first sweat and that first bit of contact in the game, because that just settles you down a little bit.
And Thompson kicks to Wallace. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Smith. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
Parker against Curry. It's Parker with the drive. Here's Drummond. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Garnett goes in, and he gets it to go.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Parker against Curry. Chance there to take the lead, missing. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. And it's slammed in by Garnett.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But guys, the pass for me, even better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Thompson outside. The shot is off, so Indiana will take it the other way. It's deflected. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession.
They're fortunate that one was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Parker outside. Butler on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Jefferson with some nice D.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
Indiana leading by 4. Here's Drummond. And he bangs it home with one hand.
A signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Garnett, the screen. That's a 2 from Parker. Cannot hit.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Thompson with the bucket. Pacers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Can't get it to go. Curry with the defensive effort. For Dallas, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Thompson for the triple. Wallace dishes to Thompson. Outside Jefferson. Back to Curry. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Smith sets the pick for Curry. And stolen by Drummond. Here's Butler. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Green, he's checked in for Indiana. Holiday comes in for Parker.
You know, one of the unsung things about Danny Green is his team defense. I mean, he flies around that end of the court, and his instincts usually put him in the right position to make a play.
Here's Curry after Drew Holiday's score. Curry against Holiday. Smith outside. Clock is at 3. Wallace misses. Well, getting back to Danny Green, he has an unusually good knack at doubling down on the block. Then if the ball is kicked outside, he's still able to get out to the shooter and run him off the spot. You don't talk about his defense that much, but I'll tell you who does. Greg Popovich.
That's a great point, Kevin. And you also see Green come up with some timely weak side blocks, strips. He'll jump in passing lanes. He's a sneaky important part of what they do on the defensive end.
Pacers have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And we all know Drew Holiday is a tremendous talent. That's why he was traded for the draft picks that became Nerlens Noel 2 years ago and Elfrid Payton last season. Such impressive company that Holiday may be feeling the pressure to live up to it.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early. That's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game. He'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Indiana now. They're on a 13-3 run. Green kicks to Oden. He dishes it to Noel. He feeds it to Turner. Shot from the wing. The shot no good.
The defense there got away with a major.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pacers lead by 9. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And when you consider how the Pacers are doing, guys, what do you think?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Trevor Ariza out there with Rodney Stuckey. Then it's Mozgov. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's LaFrance in at the 4. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Now here's Stuckey. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Good D by Parker. Pass to Turner. From the arc. Parker with it. Now defended by Mozgov. And the wide open shot from Green. Sinks the triple. Green's got the lead up to 10 now for the Pacers.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And Parker, here we go. And he gets it to go.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this. And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand. And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
The drive by Green. And Noel kicks to Green. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then.
Ariza goes in. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Puts one up from 19. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Turner. 7 points for Tony Parker.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Stuckey passes to Ariza. Pacers with the rebound.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Comes up empty down low. Up the floor. And it's Green with the jam.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of you.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Ariza.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Drummond's checked in for Oden. Garnett comes in for Noel. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Turner. And it's Holiday in for Parker. Here's Jefferson, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. Dallas shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Here's Indiana now. They're on a 15-6 run. They get it back. Butler. And he converts the layup. Butler's got 7.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now Butler. After the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. And Holiday kicks to Butler. And it's sent back by Wallace. Holiday against Curry. On the wing, Thompson. That's short off the rim.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Garnett dishes to Butler.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Curry with it. He's picked up by Drummond. And the slam dunk by Wallace.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan, and he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends. A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
Smith's shot is good.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
Here's Butler. Ball's knocked loose. It's taken away by Smith. There's the triple. The shot by Curry, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Thompson misses.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Smith kicks to Curry. And it's sent back by Drummond.
He's been anything but.
Oh, nasty. Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
It's Parker with the drive. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Pacers out in front, running away with it. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
What a game we've seen here for Butler. 13 points and 1 assist.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
On the court right now for the Pacers. Parker out there with Allen. Then it's Garnett. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Butler in the 3 slot. Here's Parker. They get the rebound. Inside. Here's Jefferson. Outside for Curry. Garnett with the block. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett. The Mavericks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And Curry, here we go. Good D by Drummond.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
It's Butler that time on the assist by Allen. 15 points for Butler.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assist. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch. Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Indiana making some changes. Noel comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Hill in for Butler. Here's Parker. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently.
Here's Drummond. No good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Curry kicks to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 4th assist in this one.
And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in '07. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Smith. The Pacers pull it in. Drummond's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Now here's Stuckey. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Hill, no good. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Took him no time at all on that one. Ariza's got himself on the board with 3 there.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Now here's Allen. Drummond passes to Parker from 18 feet away. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Now the Mavericks with it. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Ariza with another miss. Pacers leading by 20. Drummond a screen. Parker drives in. The 3 from Hill. Ariza with the rebound.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Garnett with it. Now defended by Mozgov. Baseline jumper. It's rebounded by Dallas. Here's Dallas. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Stuckey passes to LaFrance. From deep. And he hits the bucket. He's got 5.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Oden a screen, and it's Butler with the jam.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
An even 3-on-3 break. And the shot is good. And 12 points for Garnett. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Go home, Dallas!
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, he just like every other coach can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
Here's Curry. He has 7. He kicks it to Jefferson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
I don't think you really can say enough about the work he's put in and the massive strides he's made in his free throw shooting, guys. I mean, his numbers are way up this year.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Butler. Now here's Garnett. He's got 12. Fader on the way. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Garnett's got 4 this quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Holiday dishes to Turner. Off target from 3-point range. This Maverick squad struggling. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Wallace with a screen for Curry. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Outside Holiday. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Pacers out in front, just dominating this one. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Jefferson is out there with Smith. And there's Klay Thompson. Then it's Curry. And it's Wallace in at the pivot, manning the middle. Now here's Jefferson following the miss by Greg Oden.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Now here is Holiday. Passes it to Oden. The 6-footer's good.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned. Pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Green, no luck.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Green, the screen. Oden, a screen on Thompson. They get the rebound. Noel. From deep, Green. And that one's good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Curry kicks to Thompson.
Well, we all know how loud NBA arenas can get. I mean, last season there were some accusations thrown around that it wasn't all organic. I mean, some players felt as if some of the NBA crowd noise was artificial.
Holiday against Curry. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Look at the turnover situation, guys. And it's not been that bad, just a handful. And when you take care of the ball like that, that can help you build a lead.
And Indiana making a change here. Butler's checked in. That's good.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
And Holiday kicks to Green. 6 on the shot clock. And it doesn't even draw iron.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Jefferson with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, a bit over eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
The Pacers making a change here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Oden. Garnett comes in for Noel. Allen's checked in for Daniel Green. And Parker's subbed in for Drew Holiday. Dallas calls timeout.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Now here's Parker. Now the dish to Garnett. The fader. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward, Clark. He's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
It's Jefferson with the drive. Pass to Wallace. Curry dishes to Jefferson. Curry passes to Smith. It's stolen by Allen. On up the court. Here's Garnett. The three-pointer off the mark. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Here's Thompson. And Butler sends it back.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Garnett, the screen. Buries it down low. Garnett's got 9 points here in the second half.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level. Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just the take no chance slam by the big fella.
And there's the call on Jefferson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
Now here's Curry. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays
Man,
up.
you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Kicks it to Butler. There's the pick. Drummond dishes to Allen. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Offensive rebound. Parker outside. It's deflected.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pacers.
Clark, look at their number of assists.
Well, they minimized the one-on-one situations, Kevin. They got the ball moving, and it found the open guy.
Great ball move, you're right. And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Garnett. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Here's Curry. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Just 3 to shoot. The drive by Thompson. Offensive rebound. Wallace kicks to Thompson. And stolen by Drummond. Parker outside. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was